Hey loves, and welcome to Heart Love Messages. My name is Crystal. If you're new here, welcome to the channel. If you are already subscribed here, welcome back. So if this message happened to find you today, it is not by accident. There is something that you need to know, specifically from your spiritual team, okay? I have a spiritual guidance message for the collective tonight. I'm going to go ahead and pull from this deck here, just to see what are the most important messages from your angels, your ancestors, your spiritual team, and your higher power. Okay? So let's go ahead and get into it. Also, quickly before we begin the reading, personals are back open for a limited time. So if you do feel called to book a personal with me, I'll leave the link in the description box below, as well as in that very first pinned comment. Okay, so the first message that we have here is 1111. If you clicked on this message today, you have a good 24 to 48 hours to say goodbye to your old life, okay? And I got chills when I just said that. Collective, there is an energy of change around your life, around your current circumstances, around your career. For some of you, this could be hitting you in multiple areas of your life. Because anytime the 1111 card comes out, it speaks to a very high level of divine alignment. But something about this feels higher. Something about this feels very, very different. So if you have been seeing 1111, it's almost like that sign or that synchronicity is followed by this energy of preparation, or this energy of heavy anticipation. It's almost like you know that your soul is preparing you for something, for the next level, for the next chapter of your life. There is a high level of importance when it comes to your alignment. So definitely pay attention to the places that you're frequenting at this time, the people that you're meeting, the people that may be exiting your life, okay? There's something here that's being highlighted to you around the energy of change. And this is not change that happens in a very gradual way. Something about this is rapid. There's like an overnight essence to this. Literally, you waking up and being on a different timeline, you waking up and feeling different. Something about you has shifted, collective. But it's definitely shifted for you in the best way possible, because this is indicative of a meeting of some sort. For some of you, this could be internal. For others of you, you could actually be about to meet a very, very important person that either pulls you to another timeline. There's an opportunity that pulls you to another timeline. Something about this energy is very quick. It's very rapid. It is immediate change. And I keep getting those numbers 24 and 48. So that could be significant to you in another way. But I'm getting, if you clicked on this video, you literally have 24 to 48 hours to say goodbye to your old life. So this is definitely a huge confirmation that your guides are up to something, okay? Something is being orchestrated on the back end of your life. And to be completely honest, it feels like a meeting, okay? So if you've been feeling anxious, if you've been feeling this energy of preparation, maybe you feel like you need to present yourself in a different way. For some of you, it almost feels like you are gearing up to meet someone, or you're just very, very conscious of the fact that you're about to be placed in front of a person, place, or a thing. Yeah, something about this energy is extremely specific. So you'll definitely know if this is your energy. It's almost like you can feel the energy of change around you, okay? In a way that you're not really able to deny or ignore. Let's get the next message here. Wow. So the next message that we have is I surrender. And immediately upon pulling this card, I just heard very clearly, I'm done. Collective, if you clicked on this video, you're tired, okay? I can feel almost like a collective sigh with this card here. There is someone who is absolutely tired of compromising. You're tired of shrinking yourself. You're tired of explaining yourself to people who are committed to misunderstanding you. There is an aspect of your being that is completely done with the timeline that you're on. So if you're wondering what it is about you or what specific event in your life took place that's bringing in this new change, this very rapid change, it's because you have reached a place of surrender. And I feel like there's something very, very personal about this energy. This is not something that you have discussed with anyone. Something about this energy feels very personal. It feels very, very internal. Almost like I'm tapping into someone in a collective that has a very, very healthy dialogue with the divine or with your spiritual team. You're very vocal about things that are transpiring in your life. And it's almost like your spiritual team has been sitting back and taking notes of the people, places, and things that you have been in connection with or in contact with for a very, very long time. This is picking up on a soul that has spent the first portion of your life trying to be loved, trying to understand everyone else, trying to be respected, maybe even trying to overcompensate. And I'm getting very clearly you've reached this place where you are done. It's almost like everything that you have been pouring or trying to give to everyone else, you have decided to give it to yourself. So this is why the energy of change is around you and there's such a quick turnaround time. Because it's almost like the minute you decided, your spiritual team went to work, okay? You are about to come in contact with a person, place, or thing, or an energy that is going to absolutely change every single area of your life. And you're going to have proof of this change very, very quickly, okay? I'm talking about you waking up in the morning and noticing and feeling energetically that you are in a different time and space. And it's going to be because of this card right here. There's going to be an energy of surrender. Maybe you wake up and you feel lighter. Maybe there's not such heaviness in your aura. Maybe you're at this place where you're just allowing people to be exactly who they are without your interference, without your judgment. The energy of surrender is life-changing because it's almost as if the minute you have the courage to release yourself from all of these energetic cords, there is a sense of divine clarity. And for you, collective, it's manifesting as a complete shift, okay? For some of you, this could be a physical shift. For others of you, this could be purely energetic. I'm even getting it can be financial. It could have something to do with your career, with your relationships. But whatever this is, there is a lot of support and a lot of positive energy around it. Let's get the next message here. The next message that we have is same soul, different vessel. Wow. Collective, there's an energy that's been following you around since you were very, very young, or for as long as you can remember. It's almost like this energy has attached itself to different people, different timelines, different places. And I feel that you've reached this place where you can finally see this energy clearly. It's no longer hidden from you, okay? So there could have been something that transpired in the recent past where this energy became highly visible or it showed itself in a way that may have been really, really hard for you to ignore. And this is nothing for you to fear, okay? Anytime there is a soul that is manifesting in different vessels, in different places, in different ways, it's usually because God is trying to get your attention. So I wouldn't be surprised if this energy attached itself to people who can actually get under your skin, collective. Your family, your friends, your lover, people who are close enough to get you to react emotionally, mentally. This is very, very personal energy. So you will definitely know if this is your message or not. There's someone in your life that you can pinpoint that is a catalyst to you. And I feel like this manifested by way of someone just crossing the line with you. Maybe you set a specific boundary in your life, collective. Maybe there's a certain way in which you want to live your life. There's something that this person did that ultimately was some type of spiritual violation. But it's almost like God used that person to get your attention. So there may have definitely been a situation recently where you had to put your foot down or you had to stand up for yourself. And what's so interesting about this energy is that it may have manifested in your life in a way that felt very, very painful, collective, specifically because of who this energy was attached to. But if you look at this spiritually, the people in our lives that sign up to be catalysts, these are oftentimes the people who know what it is that you are carrying. Okay? So all of this feels divine because I'm getting very clearly you spent a great portion. For some of you, you spent the absolute first half of your life being a source, allowing people to maybe override your boundaries, showing up when you really didn't want to, saying yes when you really meant to say no. And this energy manifested to sort of be a mirror to you, to show you that. And you reached this place where you finally said, I'm done, enough. And you caused a complete energy shift, okay? So there's something here about you aligning with a truth that is so authentic to your destiny, that's so authentic to who you truly are in the spiritual, that you completely shifted your timeline, okay? And because you actually identified this soul, this energy that was attaching itself to other people, places, and things, I feel like the energy completely dissolved. Now you're in the state of alignment where you can welcome in new energy to your timeline, or your spiritual team is orchestrating a meeting between you and someone. Okay, this could be a new friend, a new lover, someone that comes in that's like family. Okay, that's like a mom or a sister or a brother. Whatever it is that you feel that you may be lacking, I feel like your spiritual team is working on bringing you someone or maybe an opportunity that replaces something of a lower level of energy. Okay? I hope that's coming through clearly. Let's get the next message here. Okay, so the next message that we have is higher calling. Yeah, if you're resonating with this message so far, you have a higher calling on your life. Okay, I feel like that goes without saying. You also have a spiritual team that's willing to do almost anything to make sure that you are available for these divine appointments, meaning that there are specific points in your life where you are supposed to keep moving forward. Every single person that you come in contact with, whether it be friends, whether it be family, lovers, they're in your life for a reason, a season, or a lifetime. Okay? But you have a higher calling. You have a destiny. You have a purpose or a mission to fulfill while you are here in the physical plane. And so your spiritual team is really adamant about making sure that you are present. And not only that you're present, that you are full of vitality, that you are well rested, that you are in alignment for these divine appointments, simply because you have a higher calling on your life. So I feel like if you're resonating with this message so far, you are about to have a very, very intense encounter with your higher self prior to this manifestation in the physical, okay? And when it comes to your higher self and you having this spiritual encounter, I love to look at the higher self as the version of you that's already journeyed through what you are about to go through. This is the part of your soul or your essence that is extremely confident, extremely poised, not anxious, doesn't really feel the need to rush through anything. And this can manifest differently for you depending on where you are, depending on your spiritual walk. how spiritually inclined you are. I don't know how this energy is going to engage you. Maybe you'll have an encounter in your dream state. Maybe your higher self will come to you by way of meditation. But however this manifests for you, collective, you are about to receive divine confirmation that you have a higher calling on your life. And the bittersweet part about this, collective, I have to be completely honest. It feels like whatever this blessing is, whatever this calling is, it is specifically for you. So don't be surprised if you look around you and you notice that you're the only one who's going through this shift. You wake up and you feel like you're on a completely different timeline. Everyone else is doing life as normal or as usual, and you just feel different. Life looks different for you. Something about your soul or your essence is just not the same, okay? It's because you are navigating a higher level of energy. You are walking through life with a higher level of consciousness. And so naturally, the people, places, things, and opportunities that are in alignment with that are about to meet you. So this is very beautiful energy. I don't know what you have done recently. It's almost like you decided to do something. You set a very powerful intention and you were not playing, collective. The minute that you decided, everything changed, okay? Your life is not going to look the same in the next 24 to 48 hours. It's going to absolutely blow your mind. Let's get the next message here. Wow. Major confirmation. The next message that we have is you broke the karmic loop. Wow. And I just heard the word no. Okay. I'm also seeing it in my third eye in all caps. There has been a serious redirection of your energy, of your time, of your attention. It's almost like instead of you going with the flow, instead of you acquiescing to what everyone else wants in your life, you finally put your foot down, collective. You've reached this place in your journey where you actually trust your soul, okay? Your intuition has been speaking to you your entire life. Because if you're resonating with this message, there is an energy that's been surrounding your life for as long as you can remember. It has attached itself to different people, places, and things to relay the same message to you. And maybe this manifested in a really, really tumultuous way because it's dealing with relationships. But all of it was to show you that you have a higher calling, that you are supposed to be living on a different timeline. So I feel like this is how you broke that karmic loop, by literally saying no, by trusting your intuition. And I feel like this happened little by little. It's almost like you had to starve your old identity in order to begin to breathe life into this new identity. And now it has enough stamina. Now it has enough vitality. And this is why things are about to start moving in your life in a very, very rapid way. Yeah, so this energy is very, very specific. This is for those of you who come from very, very karmic backgrounds, karmic relationships, karmic friendships, karmic family dynamics. You have completely starved those timelines or those people. And you simply did this by throwing your hands up and surrendering, by tuning in and really trusting that inner voice, the little voice inside of you that would say no when you really, really wanted to say yes, because that was your norm. What you're doing is not a small thing, collective. It may feel that way, but when you look at this spiritually, I feel like you executed this perfectly, okay? It's almost like you have learned in your own way how to starve out a certain energy, entity, timeline, and really, really turn this energy around and make it work for you. And in return, your spiritual team is preparing you to ascend. And something about this energy is very physical, okay? This is not only a spiritual shift. This is not only spiritual abundance that you're walking into. This is you walking into your destiny. This is you walking into a timeline where you're going to receive every single thing that you need in order to live out your purpose or your destiny. So even though you may have had to go through challenges, specifically with people that were very, very close to you to get to this point, you should really, really thank those people, because this energy actually worked in tandem with your spiritual team to get you to this point, okay? And what I've learned personally on my journey is that some of the most tumultuous relationships that you will have in your life will be the exact wake up call that you need to completely redirect your life. Change of this magnitude and that has this quick of a turnaround time does not happen without some type of sacrifice. And the way this energy is coming through, you had to sacrifice a certain version of yourself, a certain timeline, relationships, in order for you to get into alignment with your soul journey, okay? And you are being rewarded for that, for breaking this karmic loop. You have no idea how many people in your family may have come in contact with this same karmic loop, and it just kept spinning. But you actually had the guts to face it and to completely eradicate it. Let's get the last message here. Okay, so the last message that we have is self-love era. Collective, this message here may be very, very blunt to end off the reading, but I'm getting very, very clearly your guides want you to practice the law of detachment. To put this very blunt, and you may have a very blunt spiritual team, maybe you have very blunt but very loving ancestors, they want you to be selfish. This is your self-love era. There are moments in your life where you will have to be more giving. You will have to be more open. There are people for you to consider other than yourself, and you have to allocate your time very, very differently. I'm getting very, very clearly, this is not one of those times. This is a time where your success, the trajectory of your life, greatly depends on your ability to be selfish, for you to pour your energy into yourself, for you to spend time in meditation, for you to spend time talking to God, talking to your angels, your ancestors, your spiritual team. You have no idea how powerful of a time this is for you, collective. Anytime you're being called to go within, it's almost like you're being handed divine instructions or divine orders for your life, for the plan that God has for your life. So the only thing that you're being guided to do right now to keep this energy flowing is to love you. You are going to need the vitality. You are going to need the stamina. You're going to need the rest, okay? The state of your nervous system at this stage of your life is extremely important. Your ability to stand in rooms and know that God sent you there and don't flinch. This is extremely important for you at this time, okay? With this 1111 card here, you're about to meet some heavy hitters. You are about to meet people that can actually take you places in life. People that actually have high spiritual ranks. It definitely feels like you are aligning with souls who are going to be with you for a lifetime, okay? I feel like the seasonal people are kind of leaving. You may look around you and notice that people are just dropping off. You know, you don't really feel the need to pour so much into certain vessels. There's a reason for that. So pay attention to what it is that you are receiving. Definitely trust your soul. Trust your higher self. Trust the intuitive nudges that you are receiving at this time, because it's coming from a place of love. It's not only coming from your spiritual team, but it's also coming from this higher version of you that's already traveled through everything that you're trying to navigate. This version of you that has the answers. So when you go into meditation, when you go into prayer, don't be afraid to tap into that energy. Don't be afraid to go to that version of yourself for advice or for guidance. You will be surprised how much your life turns around. But yeah, if you're resonating with this message, I feel like you are already on this frequency. I don't feel like anything that's coming out here is news to you. I feel like you know that there's been this energy that's been following you around that may have presented itself to you as some type of challenge, that may have taken the form of various different people in your life in order to get you to see the bigger picture. And you see the bigger picture. Maybe you don't know what's out in front of you. Maybe you feel like you have to step out into the unknown. But the secret ingredient is you, collective. The easiest way to clear confusion, to eradicate blockages, to break karmic loops is to pour all of that energy that you've been pouring outside of yourself into yourself. Because there's definitely been this energy lurking that's been trying to get you to focus outward. But now you know that everything that you need is already inside of you. So the more that you can sit with yourself and build your energy, the clearer your path is going to become. And just by the energy coming through in this reading, you have been up against something that I feel like is hidden or other people can't really see. It's really energetic. So I commend you for breaking this karmic loop and even having the guts to keep facing forward while also facing opposition. But the good news is that that chapter of your life is over. You literally have 24 to 48 hours to say goodbye to whatever this is. So whatever you need to do, make sure that you do it. If you need to purge, if you need to cry, if you need to release, if you need to journal, whatever it is that you need to do to completely get this energy out of your system, make sure that you do it and you do it quickly, because you are about to wake up on a completely different timeline. Okay? But I'm going to go ahead and end the reading here. If you resonated with this message, please be sure to hit the like button on your way out. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to the channel. I'm going to head over to Patreon just to pull 3 more cards to see if there are any other messages from your guides about this specific situation. But thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.